y'all, this Lo. It's another one. Beautiful Friday. We here. Hope y'all good. Hope y'all got it in yesterday and did whatever y'all had to do, whatever y'all said y'all was gonna do. Hopefully y'all got it in that way. No matter how you was feeling, you was willing to get closer to your goal. So today it's gonna be a quick video. It's gonna be a quick video about helping people. So if you decide you want to help somebody, you gotta ask yourself a couple questions. Are you giving unwarranted help? Has these people signaled that they need your help or outright ask you? You know what I'm saying? That will show if your help would be valued or even remembered. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is you helping yourself enough to be the authority on the thing you decide to give advice at. Because normally people be like help people, they giving advice. You know what I'm saying? They giving advice or suggestions or courses of action. Are you the authority to give that advice? Are you doing the thing you giving advice on? Or you third party advocate? You saying some shit that you heard somebody else say and now you telling that person to do it, but you ain't did it. You know what I'm saying? And thirdly, you gotta think, even if this person has signaled for that advice, or as well as if you're a living example of the help you feel you could give this person, is that person even available to receive it in a way that's going to be effective to them? Because a lot of times people fight for their own limitations, and I guess that's with everybody on every level. You're highly suspicious of the next level. So even somebody who's seeing above my plane of existence, it's kind of like a three-dimensional person being able to see down into and see a whole two-dimensional person reality. What's in front of them, what's behind them, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean the person, you could be telling the person something, but because they not thinking on the level to open up their mind up to the possibilities, it's kind of like a two-dimensional person. It's kind of like me telling a two-dimensional person what's in front of them, what's behind them, and how to come up out of your situation. What it look like once you become three-dimensional. They looking like, yo, what are you talking about? I don't believe you because there's no way to comprehend that. Just like it's no way for us to comprehend what's on the fourth dimension. We heard of people say it's a tesseract and you can see past, present, and future. And because it's like, damn, like, then you think, how do you see that? Because the fourth dimension is looking at us as we are looking at a two-dimensional being on a piece of paper. We can see with his past being what's behind him and his future being what's in front of him. We can see his past where he is now, and his only course of action going forward. He'll see all of that and the in-betweens, man. And what's above and below. But people higher than us could try to explain it. That they can see our past, present, and future like we're on a piece of paper, but there's no way for us to comprehend that until we raise our consciousness, raise our vibration. And I feel like sometimes you have to die. The only way to raise your frequency and your vibration is to die to your limitations. Your limitations must die and your mind gotta open in order for you to raise your vibration. And most people don't achieve that. Most people don't take the advice of others to raise their vibration faster. And I know that because I'm a living example. Because even though taking the advice and making that advice, looking how that person is living and making their advice true in order to propel you forward faster, a lot of people argue for their limitations and be suspicious of that person. And while they climbing the ladder, they self for understanding, which could take a whole lot longer for the person to get to the space to be like, damn, okay. They killed their own frequency. They raised their own consciousness through trial and tribulation. So you got to think the advice you're giving is the person viewing it as a tesseract, or is they viewing it as from a two-dimensional way of thinking, and you explaining some 3D shit, even though you know how to move them faster out of their situation. If they thinking two-dimensionally, there's nothing you can really tell them until they start walking that path by themselves. So even from where I'm at, it's easy to get offended when it's people vibrating at a higher level than me, speaking financially, and they saying, oh, we should be doing this, we should be doing that, gotta get your passport. Like, I could take offense to that, and sometimes motherfuckers be talking slick, but a lot of times people be just talking their life. You know what I'm saying? And how you gotta get in with them. But if you arguing for your limitations and you looking at them and you suspicious of what's going on, you in the process of climbing out and raising your own frequency, which is exactly what I'm doing. So a person giving advice like, we all got to get passports to be able to play and have fun. And I'm like, nah, I got to grind. Like, and I take it as an insult, whether you meant it or not. It's I would like to have my business operating at over $2 million a year, and I could get paid all over the world, and I'm able to get my passport and travel. I would like to be on that level. So why would I get defensive and take offense to that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of understanding how to pull myself out. So every time I find myself getting frustrated with somebody else, I think about it in terms of I'm doing the same shit, just on a different level, not just on a different level. I'm arguing for my limitations, not moving fast enough. A lot of advice I get, a lot of advice we get on YouTube and shit, It just turned into entertainment because we not actively applying it. Like if you see a dude life and he's telling you step by step how to pull you closer to making more money or being more spiritual or doing whatever, and you listening to him and you still going back about your life, it's because you operate in two dimensions. You operating on your lower level, listening to a three-dimensional being explaining you how to be 3D when you not trying to reach out and grasp the concept. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do today. You know, I try to relate stuff to stuff that makes sense to me and y'all. Like I can't comprehend what a four-dimensional space looks like. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of esoteric shit say we evolve above and beyond, whether that's through death or raising your conscious awareness in this vessel. But I know right now, unless we reaching out for the wisdom and the understanding, you have to reach for these things. And it's still going to be a time horizon to get there, but you'll get there a lot faster by reaching. I think we can reach the level we want to get to financially and whatever vein, that anything. The wife we want, the car we want, by actively reaching out for the thing in order to change the frequency and the understanding about what it takes to be on that level. Without reaching, it has to be some kind of outside force to move you along. Like I think about where I'm at now, and I could have been here so much faster had I been thinking in a three-dimensional space. And I'm speaking on a three-dimensional space as the highest space because that's the space that I comprehend at the highest level. I can see down in the 2D, see even more of a 1D. So when I use 3D, I mean the highest level. So I think back a few years, I'm thinking on a 2D, hell, even a 1D level, like, and then once you get, you're thinking on a 3D level from where you are now, because you felt yourself transcend. I can look down into the other levels of my past, like, and I know what I know now. I could have pulled low from my past to where I'm at now a decade ago. Right now. Without him knowing anything about anything, I could have pulled him further, faster right now. So that means that it's the same on the next level. So when you start thinking above, how do I get to the next level? Before you think of how do I get this person to the next level? How do I get to the next level? And what's hindering me? So then you're able to see down into the person you seeking the help issue, and then you can see more clearly how complex it is to pull someone outside of yourself further faster. You know what I'm saying? Because you even knowing yourself, there's a three-dimensional space that you are two-dimensional, you operate two-dimensionally in. So there's a space, whether it's physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, there's a next level that we haven't ascended to. We act and we operate two-dimensionally or one-dimensionally right now. Getting mad at other people and call ourselves wanting to help other people transcend their level. So I just think about that. I think the best way to help is to look at the plank in your own eye first before you help somebody else. Did you wake up when you said you was gonna wake up? When you made them New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, are you consistent and have you been persistent? Jumping the hurdles, running through the walls, all the way through till now? If not, I mean, you're not in the position to be upset with anybody, except if you choose to be upset with yourself. And I don't even recommend that, but that's the only person you have a right to be upset with. And I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to y'all. It's a next level. If you want to go to the next level, what's required is time. The more you let external forces move you all around, the longer the time gonna be for you to get to the next level. Or it's still a time horizon involved. Nothing is immediate. Or you choose to put your awareness on, which is the only thing God has given us. It's the most powerful thing in the universe. Awareness, and magnifying that awareness on whatever you want to magnify it on. Consciously putting our awareness on ascending to the next level with whatever action and reaching forward. We could get there a lot faster. And as we moving through the levels, instead of calling ourselves trying to teach or help or fake help people, we can have empathy for them. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be in a position to offer genuine help when we see that individual truly reaching for the next level. So you see them reaching for the next level through their actions, not through the words that's coming out of their mouth. If somebody asking you a question, it's a whole lot of nuance. If they asking you a question and they doing a lot of talking behind it, they not reaching, they just talking. If somebody asking you a question, but then the next sentence is off topic or on to the next thing or any of that shit, they not focused. If they reaching, you'll see their actions precede them asking you a question. You will see them actively doing the thing before they come to you with any kind of questions. And then if you choose to, you can give them what you feel like the next step with them to raise their consciousness. But we are all three-dimensional beings right now on the level that we're at. You know, until you choose to reach for the next level, then and only then will you realize that you operate two-dimensionally and there's a higher space to get to. There's another frequency looking down on what you're doing, seeing what you did, seeing the way you headed, and they able to pull you forward. Your future you is able to pull you forward a lot faster and a lot further. So by the time you his age, you'll be way in front of him. So truck talk, three-dimensional talk.